After coming home from a year of university, I found myself doing a lot of nothing. But after enjoying the peace and quiet of the countryside, I finally got around to doing some commissions and some projects. But none of these tasks were the original goal I had set in mind for the summer. The original goal I'd set out was to build some storage for my workspace, to help tidy it up. But this project kept getting pushed to the side in favour of more interesting and challenging tasks. Eventually I realised this project had to be done and that I couldn't avoid it any longer. And so I decided to film the process to show I am actually doing something and not just sitting around twiddling my thumbs. For this project, I chose to use 2x4s for the frame and scrap ply and composite for the shelves. My original plans were much more ambitious, and I had planned to build a cupboard, but I decided doors and sides would get in the way, and I would need to buy more material in the end anyway. So I decided to stick with the original design for the frame and only built the shelves. I had originally envisioned the project to be entirely made of wood, but this wouldn't have been practical, and I decided I would need to use screws for the shelves. While I didn't have scrap wood for the frame, the wood for the shelves is reclaimed and does hold sentimental value. When my family moved into our home, there was an old table left in the attic for a train layout which had long since gone. It was used as a sewing table for a long time, and when I got the room, I used it to store my records. This means the wood I'm using has been in use for longer than I've been alive, and I think that's pretty cool. This project's construction is fairly simple, and it didn't need to be glamorous. For the first joints I did, I used dovetails, but I decided they were too time consuming. So instead I used half flat joints with dowels and glue to hold them in place, and it was very secure. This makes it very easy to assemble, but it's still strong enough for the task. Almost all of the tools I used here are hand tools. The only exception is the drill. The tools which got the most use were my gent saw and tenon saw. Both of these tools have been made by Thomas Flynn Pax, but they've been made decades apart. I had inherited the tenon saw a few years ago from a family friend who used to be a carpenter, and I had guessed it was around 60 to 40 years old. So when I was at university and I tried a gent saw and I knew I wanted one for myself, I knew I had to go with Pax. I'd originally started working on this video to try and motivate myself through procrastination, and at least for this project, it's worked and I've got it done. Making this video has allowed me to explore new skills to develop, such as filming and editing, and I've enjoyed this and I hope you've enjoyed this too. I'm sure it's plain to see I have a lot more work I need to do, so I better get to it. Thanks for watching.